Hi, this is Miss Shi. Last time we talked about how Tang created lots of signs according to the appearance of thing, and he called these signs characters. However, you might notice these signs just don't look like the Chinese characters people are using today. So, today, let's discuss how Chinese characters evolved from these ancient signs to what people are using today. When the first Chinese characters invented was still unknown, around 1899, several farmers discovered there were pieces of animal bones and tortoiseshell on the ground which were covered by weird signs.
Later on, a researcher discovered that these signs are actually characters and very systematic ones. Nowadays, we call them oracle bone scripts or 甲骨文.
But why did people carve characters on this shell, and what were these shells used for?
Now, let us trace back to the past. Back to 13th century BC, it was Shang Dynasty in Chinese history. If you have no idea when was that, well, it was close to the time of Trojan War in ancient Greece. During Shang Dynasty, people were very superstitious. The emperor wanted to know the future and asked God's advice before everything he did. The shell were the tools they used for fortune telling. People made several holes in the shell and burned the shell with fire. The holes will turn into cracks in the end. Then the priest could judge the future by how the cracks looked like. The oracle bone script was the explanation from the priest about the future. Time-wise, Shang Dynasty was later replaced by Zhou Dynasty in around 11th century BC. During that time, it was popular for noble family to use tools made of bronze in daily life, for music, religion, and for war. They loved to write the glory story of how they won the war in the bronze tool to let the next generation to memorize. And now, we call these characters bronze scripts or 经文. If you want to see bronze script for real, you can go to National Palace Museum in Taipei.
Zhou Dynasty lasted around 800 years. However, in the later 500 years, the whole country was divided into several little kingdoms. Each kingdom had its own characters. And it was a time for the famous philosophers like Confucius and Lao Tzu. Let's stop here today. In a later episode, I'll continue the story of Chinese characters with one of the most important emperors in Chinese history. And thank you very much for watching the video today, and hope to see you soon.